I'm going to move on here to the polygon. So I'm going to select all here, hit delete. I'm going to click on the polygon tool, which is right here. And it's similar to the other ones. I don't ever need to hold down the shift key though. This is always making perfect shapes, right? There are a couple different things about this. You can see it's always drawing out from the center, right? I'm going to put a color back on it. And we're zoomed in so much, I'm going to take the stroke down a little bit. All right, so again, I can click with this. When I click, it asks me what it wants the radius to be and how many sides I want. So that one I just drew, you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and the radius is half of the diameter, right? So this length, it's asking what I want this length to be. So I click. That one in there is almost an inch right there, right? And it's got 6 sides. So I could say, I could round it up to 1 inch, say okay, basically the same thing. You'll notice so that it puts a flat side down there. I can do that as well, just drawing it. I can draw like this, and when I hold down the shift key, it makes it go flat. So instead of making a perfect square or a perfect circle like it was before, it's just making a perfect polygon. It's giving it a flat side down on the bottom, so it looks like a little stop sign there, right? I can also, as you saw here, I can click and change the number of sides, right, to more or less. That's a 10-sided one there. So now I have a 10-sided one. I can also do that while I am hand drawing it. So I'm holding this down. You can see now it made a 10-sided one. I don't want 10 sides. I can use the up and down arrow keys to go all the way down to 3 sides and up to many, many sides. So many that it starts to look like a circle, right? How many sides is that? I don't know. I'm not going to count, but I can just click one more time. And it says it's 24 sides, all right? But again, you can come in here so you can make perfect triangles in here. There's a little perfect triangle. Okay, so that's about the same. And then the next one is the star, which has the same principles as the polygon. Drags out from the center like this. If I hold down the shift key, it gives me 2 points flat on the bottom, so it looks like a proper star there. It does have a couple more options. One is the Alt Option key. If you hold it down, it makes a flat-sided star. So instead of a puffy star like that, you can make a flat-sided one. And there is another option. Which one is it? I always get it wrong. There we go. The Command Control key, Command on the Mac, Control on the PC, will let you adjust your length of your outer arms, and then you can keep going bigger. You can use the Alt Option key. So I'm pressing and releasing these other keys as I go. I'm holding on the Shift key the whole time, but pressing these to make more of a starfish shape there, right? And sometimes, maybe not. I thought they could round these edges, but maybe I can't. It doesn't look like it. There would be other ways to round the edges. If you wanted to have it rounded, you could come in with the pen tool and stuff and do that later. But we're just going over the basics of this one right now. Another thing that you can do. So now I've kind of messed this up, right? I'm like, I don't remember what it was supposed to look like as a normal star. Try drawing it again. See if I can get it back to default. Is there an option here? No. 5 points. I don't know what the radiuses are. I think they're supposed to be in a ratio. So if I say 2 and 1, maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, it's kind of normal looking. All right. So another option when I'm drawing. Oh no, it remembered this instead. Oh, because I undid. Darn it. Let's keep that one. 2, 1, 5. Oh, that's 2, 2. Darn it. Try again. Undo is a great thing. Radius 2 is 1. Points 5. Okay. Regular star. I'm going to leave that star there and move over here a little bit. So when I draw the star, it's still doing it. It's really annoying. All right, so I have to hold down the Command or Control key and try to get my normal starness back. That one looks about normal there. That's pretty good. So Another option I have here is using the up and down arrow keys. So if I use the up and down arrow keys, I can make more or less star points. So I can make it look more like a sun, or I can take them down and down and down and down and down until it is almost a triangle. If you look really closely, it's kind of a bent triangle. It's not quite straight, but it does have a triangular ninja star type shape. All right, and then I can continue to draw those as well. What else do we have here? The number of points in the star, you can go from 3 down to 3, which I just showed you. You can go all the way up to 1,000. Okay, that's a lot of points. I'm not sure I'd recommend doing that, but you can, apparently. So that's that. Um, the last one here is the flare tool. I wonder if I have some kind of picture I could use. Well, we'll just make a picture here really quickly. I'm going to deselect my stars. Actually, I'll deselect them. I'm going to make a background here. I'm going to make a sky up here. And I'm going to make let's see, let's change the color on that to be some kind of a blue. And then I'm going to make a ground down here. No, cancel. And I'm going to make that some kind of a green color. And I'm going to say OK. I'm going to select those two. And I'm doing this kind of fast. Again, this isn't something you necessarily have to do. I'm just trying to get you something to show you the flare tool. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm taking both of those, and I'm going to go to my object menu and say transform, arrange, send to back, and it's going to put them behind the stars. So now I've got kind of a thing going on here. Maybe I'll do one more color with my ellipse tool here. I'll draw something here. I'll pick another color. Orange, bright orange, yellow. There we go. All right. So the flare tool is here. It's the last one. And I think, as I said previously in class, it is used to emulate a flare, like when you are using a photographic camera and the sunlight hits the lens and it gets you a flare. So that's what it's for, and usually you want to use it on kind of photorealistic looking things. This is pretty basic for it, but if I click here, it pops one up. This one has a lot of stuff on it, and you can see that just like on the other tools, when I clicked on it, the options came up, and so I can come in here and modify these. And this is actually a better way to do it, I think, with the flare tool when you're not used to it, is to come in and play around with this stuff a bit so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. I can change the number of rays down less, these little lines coming out here. I can change the number of rings that are showing here down less to like 10, so it's a fewer amount there. I can change the fuzziness. I can change the opacity to be less or more. Um, I can change how long the longest ray is. I can change the direction of the rings. Where's the center? I think there's a path out too, isn't there? So I can make it bigger, that kind of thing. So this is a great way to play around with it and make sure that it's something that you're kind of used to using. And I say, okay, and there it is. And I'm going to deselect this so that I can see it on here. And you can see that it kind of doesn't look great with this, but where it might look nice on something that you had that was a bit more detailed. If I zoom in on it, you can see the little rays are there. All right. So I'm going to move it off to the side and try this again. This time, instead of just clicking once, I'm going to do a click and drag. Oops, I was focused on that. That's all right. So I'm going to select the flare tool again, and I'm going to click and hold and drag. And so you can see it spinning out here. This is my first piece with the rays on it. Up and down arrow key can give me more or less rays. And then when I let go of it, it's the way that it is. And I can draw my distance to the second one and click and hold that and adjust it to where I want it to be, like so, and let go, and there it is. So you're a little bit more limited in what you can actually um, adjusting this when you're looking at it this way, but it is there. All right. Um, that's the basics of the flare tool. Again, it's really something you'd want to play around with to get it figured out. All right. Um, that is all for this video. Our next video will be on creating open path objects. So I will see you in that video.